So I went online the other day and I saw this post about this guy selling some jeans, sorted jeans, for half off. They were brand new, still had the tags, and he was selling them for pretty much half of what their retail rate was. And when I went and looked at this guy's profile, he looked a lot like a crackhead. And so I, guessed that they were stolen, and went ahead and asked the guy about them being stolen. I was warning other people, like, there's highly likely chance that these jeans, this is all a bunch of stolen property, mainly due to the fact that guy looks like a crackhead, and there's no reason to sell there's no reason to sell products for half off when you still have the tags and you can just take them back. A lot of people online gave me a lot of crap saying that I shouldn't judge. You shouldn't judge people. You shouldn't judge people. It's not very nice. They have every reason in the book why I shouldn't be judging the people. Have every, just what-if scenario on why these jeans might possibly not be stolen. Don't know for a fact that they're stolen, just pretty sure they're stolen based off the guy's face, looks like crackhead, and fact that when I asked him to produce a receipt, I wanted to put my money where my mouth was. So I said, show me a receipt and I'll come buy a pair of your jeans. Their jeans sucked. They those pre-torn, pre-faded jeans. They not my style at all. So I wanted to put my money where my mouth was. I said, show me a receipt for your jeans. I'll come buy a pair. He blocked me. So, I mean, that right there, that should speak volumes on the subject. Then his sister comes online, says, yeah, dude has a drug problem. Please don't buy his jeans and enable his drug habit. Former classmate of his was like, yeah, I went to school with that guy. He's got a drug problem and he's a sex offender. Somebody online was like, yeah, I looked him up. He's registered up in Olympia. So, there you go. Me judging somebody was able to make a judgment call on this guy's character. And, my original intent was to stop people from possibly purchasing stolen goods and taking part in, in trafficking stolen goods, because that's not a good thing. It doesn't help anybody in society that you shouldn't be stealing. When you do steal, merchandisers, the people that are selling the stuff, they have to raise the prices to cover their losses from these scumbags that are going into the stores and stealing them. And the guy had multiple sizes, and somebody that worked at the store that it was at went ahead and posted, commented, when people come in to the store, these jeans, they're folded up and they're right next to the door. They can grab them and bounce. And loss prevention usually doesn't chase them. All they can do is call mall security, and by the time that happens, they're out. So they get away with it, which would explain why the guy had multiple sizes of these crappy-looking jeans. And, again, all these people are like, you shouldn't judge. It's not nice to judge people. You shouldn't judge. I'm skinny, and people call me a crackhead all the time. Dude, first of all, that chick didn't look anything like a crackhead. This guy looked like a crackhead. He had the face of a crackhead. And in case you crackhead and tweakers didn't realize this, y'all look the same. We know you ain't related. No, the drugs you choose change the shape of your face, and you use them to the point that it changes the shape of your face so that you now look like a crackhead. And me and my smart self, I judge these people. I say, I don't want this individual who has chosen to smoke enough crack or smoke enough meth that his facial features now resemble that of a crackhead or a tweaker. I don't want him around my property because they are known generally for stealing your stuff, and they will help you look for your stuff once it is stolen. So, as a judgment call, I don't want these people around my property. I don't want these people involved in my life because they bring a bunch of unnecessary drama. They steal your items. They steal your stuff. They're gross. They tend to have scabies and lice and all sorts of gross crap because they're just disgusting creatures. That's what happens when you use too much drugs. You turn into a disgusting creature. And smart people recognize that, and they make judgment calls. See, judging things and people is a evolutionary device that has kept humans safe for literally the entire time humans have been around. This is why humans are generally afraid of spiders. We're generally afraid of snakes. We're generally afraid of big dangerous beasts because we judge them to be unsafe. We have it inherently in our bodies to be afraid of these things because We know that like snakes and spiders, they can poison you. So our ancestors were just afraid of those things because, and we judge them. That's why we, generally don't like to be around snakes and spiders. And the same is true with tweakers, crackheads, and heroin addicts. They have a specific look about them. Heroin addicts, not so much. Heroin addicts, you kind of gotta like just guess. They look just generally unhealthy, like they're sick all the time. But specifically, crackheads and tweakers, they all look related, dude. They look like they are like possibly of the same bloodline, but they're not. When I was growing up, I lived next to a house that was known as the McCracken house. It was ran by an individual named Dennis McCracken, the McCracken family. Big group of tweakers. When I was growing up, I always thought that all the tweakers, like all the drug addicts, were related to McCracken. I knew from a small age that if you were to use methamphetamine, you would end up looking like the McCrackens, and you'd be a dirty person that nobody wanted to hang around with, because that was what was the case in my neighborhood. All right? So when people are like, oh, you shouldn't call them drug addicts. No, I should, because they look like it. Maybe they should have chose to use a drug that didn't change the shape of your face so that people wouldn't be afraid of you, so that you might be able to do business later in life without people going, I don't know if I want to do business with this person because they seem like they are a crackhead. Like, I know for a fact, dude, I know in my heart of hearts that you are not some time-traveling Holocaust victim, because you either look like you're a Holocaust victim that hasn't perished, okay, that hasn't aged, or you smoke too much meth and it changes the bone structure in your face. So now you look like crackhead. Now you look like a tweaker. Congratulations on that, people. And just for you tweakers and crackheads out there, we do notice when you're high and out and about. Like, people do notice. We know that, like, these unhealthy people, especially when you first start using and you start losing a bunch of weight, like, everybody knows you ain't working out and eating right just all of a sudden. Like, if you ain't talking about going to the gym and nobody's gone to the gym with you, no one's going to believe you that you're just, like, suddenly living that healthy lifestyle. Dude, no, we're not falling for that. We know that you're on dope, especially here in Cowlitz County. It's not too far-fetched of a thing for dope heads to do business here in Cowlitz County or become a dope head in Cowlitz County after, living here for so long. Like, people in here generally get the idea that, like, yeah, that person is high on dope. So when I make a judgment call and say, like, hey, folks, watch out, this person's selling stolen goods, and I have reasons, X, Y, Z, why these are stolen goods, like, they still have the receipts, and that particular store puts these little marks on the tags, or they still have the tags, and that particular store puts little marks on the tags to point out that, like, this was purchased legally, and here's, like, a little thing so you can return it without having to have the receipt. Like, there's that. There's the fact that the guy looked like a total crackhead. It was confirmed that he had a drug problem of some sort, and when I asked for him to procure a receipt, like, lots of people are like, I throw my receipts away. Like, that was fine. Like, you might do that. Those people that were pointing that out, they also didn't look like crackheads. And, when I did ask for the receipt, the guy blocked me. That was, like, his response was by blocking me. So, just wanted people to, like, to realize that. Like, when you say don't judge, dude, you're not thinking about, like, humans judge all the time. All those people that are saying, like, Curtis is an asshole, he shouldn't be judging people. You're judging me for judging. You're judging me for wanting to keep my circle safe and my property my property. You're judging me for wanting to make sure that I'm not involved in stolen goods and trafficking stolen goods. You're judging me for warning other people not to make the mistake of trafficking and stolen goods by accident. Because if you get caught buying those stolen goods, the cops ain't going to care. They're not going to believe you that, like, I didn't know that it wasn't stolen. It's just the guy had it for selling it for half off. And it seemed too good to be true. Well, you know what they say? If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. And they ain't going to care. They probably won't believe you that you didn't know that it was stolen. You're just going to go to jail and get caught up in a bunch of bullshit. So that's how that goes, dude. So, like, if you're telling me that I shouldn't judge, you should recognize that you're judging me for making a judgment call to keep me and mine safe. And this has been an episode of Because Liberty. Go ahead and smash that like button and hit like and share and subscribe and all that. You have a good night, folks. Happy New Year.